Hello and welcome. Now in this video, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to finish our step, which is filling the data inside our main activity. Now let's go ahead and open our activity underscore main.xml. As you can see, it's empty. That does not contain anything. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to search for the recycler view here. Okay, and we should see it right here. I'm going to just drag it and drop it here inside my screen. Okay, and now what we can do, we can assign an ID to it and work with it inside our Kotlin file. So I'm gonna assign any ID to it, for example recycler, let's say recycle underscore view or whatever. Going back to our main activity here, what we are gonna do, we are gonna create a variable for holding all the items. Okay, it should equal to an array list. Okay, array list of type custom class. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so array list here should hold the type of custom class. Okay, and we are gonna leave it empty for now. Okay, and what we can do now, we can start adding all the items, okay, inside of it. So I'm gonna type items, which is the array list that we have defined in the top, dot add, and we want to add an element of type custom class. Okay, and it will ask us for the things that we need to fill. In this case, our name, let's say for example cat. Okay, and for the image we need to specify the image. I'm gonna just add the cat image right here. I'm just gonna duplicate this, okay, for the time saving, and changing the names here. For example, here should be dog. Okay, and here I'm just gonna choose the dog image, and we can keep adding. Okay, for example, here we can specify, let's say, another name. Okay, instead of cat, you can just really fill it with the things that you want to fill. Okay, so I'm just gonna fill them very quickly. Okay, here should be night, and here should be night, the image, and here should be sky, and here also should be sky. Okay, and I think I have some images that I have imported. Okay, before this video. Okay, we can also use the sun here. Okay, and here I'm just gonna use the sun image, and of course you can go further with this. Let me check the images once again. We have the light also. I'm just gonna type light here. Oops, let me spell it right. We have the light here, and also the light name here. Okay, and of course you can keep adding as much as you can. Let me check the error here. Okay, we are misspelling one extra brackets. Okay, of course you can add more. Okay, but in my case maybe I'm gonna leave it. Okay, I'm just gonna duplicate these. Okay, for the time saving, and just fill out the recycler view. Okay, let's remove this extra space. And now what we can do, we can fetch our recycler view here. I'm gonna create variable. I'm gonna call it recycler or whatever. It's equal to find the view by ID method. We are gonna cast it as a recycler view, and the ID was r.id.recycler underscore view. Now what we can do now, we can create adapter here. I'm gonna call it adapter. Okay, it should equal to our adapter. Okay, I think the name was adapter. Let me check it in our Java files. Yeah, adapter. And now what we can do, we can pass it the data as well as the context. So the data is live inside our items, and the context we can get it typing application context, and it will take care of everything. Now what we can do, we can type the recycler view or the recycler itself dot layout manager. Okay, it should equal to the grid layout manager because we want to show it as a grid. Okay, and here we can specify two things. The first one is the context. We can get it application context, and the second one is how many columns that we want to show. In this case, I am happy with 2 maybe. Okay, and now what we can do, we can type the recycler dot adapter. It's equal to our adapter. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and everything is done. Now what we can do, we can run our application on a real Android device. Let's see how it will work. Now, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have our application up and running, and you can see how it's look like. Okay, of course, maybe there are some extra margin from the left or right or whatever, but it's really depend on you. Okay, our job here is not to focus on the design. Okay, but as you can see how it's look like now, our job here, it's once the user click on one of these items, we are gonna show an alert or a dialog with the image and also with the name. And once the user click on, we are gonna add another button inside the alert, and once the user click on that button, we are gonna play, or we are gonna play a sound with the name that we have. For example, cat, it will say cat. Sky, it will say sky. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so let's go ahead directly and do this, but we are not going to do this in this video because our video here is to fill the data inside our main activity. So in the next video we are going to continue on. Okay, so see you next.